Hello and welcome to the next in my series of videos about how to help children avoid making mistakes in the phonics screening check. Today I'm going to be talking about polysyllabic words, and these always occur on the final page of the phonics screening check book. They are technically not supposed to be compound words, but polysyllabic. One of the mistakes that children often make is that they don't spot it's a long word, and what they try and do is to sound out everything all in one go. And then it's very difficult for them to retain and remember all of the sounds in the right order because there's so many of them. So what they do is they put together the ones they can remember, which may well lead to inaccuracies in reading. So for example, they could read ch, I, n, e, chinny, because those are the sounds that they can remember. So really important that right from reception onwards, when we're introducing children to long words, and there really should be at least one polysyllabic word in every phonics lesson from the end of phase 2 onwards, if you're a letters and sound school, that every time we're showing them a long word, we say, oh, it's a long word, what do we need to do? And the answer is split it up. So that's the same when we're doing shared reading with them. If we're pointing along a text that we're reading together, oh, that's a long word, what do we need to do? And the answer is split it up. When we're doing guided reading with children and we're doing the strategy check and we're saying to them, so what are you going to do if you get stuck on a word? What are you going to do if it's a long word? And the answer is split it up. When we see a child struggling to decode a long word, our prompt should be, it's a long word, what do you need to do? And then their hand needs to come out and split up the word. In a phonics session, I think it's a really good idea to mark the syllable boundary with a diagonal line, and then the children can see what they need to do. So the process for long words is, once you've marked where your syllable boundary is with a diagonal line, or you've covered up part of it, the children sound the first bit, ch, I, chim, then they sound the second bit, n, e, ni, and then they put the two bits together, chimney. What some children do is they know that they need to split it up, so they'll sound out the first bit and they'll go ch, I, chim, then they'll go n, e, and then they'll try and put the whole thing together. And again, they will often make mistakes with that. So one of the ways that I have tried to get around this is I'll say to children, well, I'm going to have a go at reading this long word. So what do I need to do? Split it up. Okay, you watch carefully because I'm going to make a mistake. See if you can spot what I'm doing wrong. Ch, I, chim, n, e, chimney. So although I've actually managed to sound out the word right, I didn't quite go about it in the right way, because what I didn't do when I sounded e, I didn't put that bit together, ni, and then put the two syllables together. That's the most effective way of doing it. Other games that I found really useful for getting children to read polysyllabic words, this is another one that I've made up, which is a really active game that the children enjoy doing. This I do with compound words, but there's no reason why you couldn't do it with other polysyllabic words. Half the class have a green word, and that goes at the beginning of the compound word. Half the class have a red word, and that's going to go at the end of compound words. What I tend to do actually is to pair children so they've got a word to share in their pair. They all have a go at sounding out their word. I'll put sound buttons underneath it. This I would tend to use in the practice part of the lesson. So these cards I would use at phase 5A, probably on the day where we're using the EA digraph. And when I say go, the children all get up, they've got their cards. There are 8 different words to complete and find, and they have to go around the room. When they find a green one and a red one that go together, they have to sound it using the process we've learned. So d-a, day, d-r-e, dream, daydream. If they think they found words, that group goes and sits down at the edge of the carpet, and those that are still in the game keep moving around until they've found their other half. There comes a point where you have to stop the game, even if not everyone has found their other half. Then the children sit down, and I take the cards from children, hold them together, we sound and blend them using the process for polysyllabic words. If it makes a real word, that's okay. We might have to talk about what it actually means. Sometimes they've put two incorrect bits together, so we'll sort of say, that doesn't quite work. Let's see if we can find another red bit to go with the green one, because someone else has probably picked up an incorrect pair somewhere along the line. So they really enjoy that game, and there's lots of opportunities for them to practice sounding out a polysyllabic word using the process, and then for me to collect in the cards, and we do it as a class following the process to check that the words actually make sense. There's a free one of those for Phase 5A in the Silver resources on my website. If you've got access to the Gold treasure chest, then there are a lot of games in the Phase 5B section. Those all contain graphemes from the screen check. Next week, I am going to be talking about how we can help children who want to sound out every single letter in a word and they're not actually spotting when a word contains a digraph. So that will be next Wednesday at 7 p.m.